Let's bring in Karl Rove to talk about all of this. Karl, I definitely want to talk about the issue about not having a press conference. I have some thoughts. I want to get yours on that too, and yours, of course, Bill. But also I want you to listen to this because, as we've said, President Biden has had very strong words about Vladimir Putin in the past. Yesterday, he was asked about how he had called him a killer in the past and what he thinks now. Watch how he answered.
Vladimir Putin laughed at the suggestion that you had called him a killer. Is that still your belief, sir, that he is a killer?
I'm laughing too. But look, when I was asked that question on air, I answered it honestly. But it's not much of a, I don't think it matters a whole lot in terms of this next meeting we're about to have.
Does it matter or not, Karl?
It does. Look, the time for politeness with Vladimir Putin ended about 20 years ago, after the color revolutions in Georgia and Ukraine and Kyrgyzstan. He became a very different actor on the world stage and has gotten worse over time. President Biden had it correctly. He is a killer. And when he was asked that question, the best answer would be a polite, I said it, I meant it, and then move on to the next question. His answer sort of suggested weakness. In fact, the policy steps, more important than even the words, the policy steps leading up to this summit have been weak. What's the last biggest thing that the United States has done with regard to Russia? It's to refuse to sanction the company that is building Nord Stream 2, the pipeline from Russia to Germany to hook Western Europe on cheap Russian gas. Big geostrategic move on the part of the Russians. We should have sanctioned that company. We should be doing everything we possibly can to keep that pipeline from being built. But that's what the Biden administration's policy step was in the run-up to this important meeting.
Karl, I loved Walter Russell Mead in the Wall Street Journal. I want to read you something he said in this column today. He said the U.S. and its allies are losing ground to their adversaries, and the balance of power is moving sharply against us. Worse, many Western leaders seem to have forgotten what it means to win. Inserting the word China into a statement that has no resonance or consequence in the real world is not an achievement. Administering lectures to the Kremlin that change no one's behavior is not a victory. And so let's get into this issue about the fact that they call a summit with Putin, and yet they're not going to, as a leader of the free world, stand next to him and answer questions from a free press.
Well, first of all, let me say, Walter Russell Mead's column I thought was terrific, and he's right. It's not just words; it's more importantly actions and consequences. And we can have these meetings, but the real question is, what are our policies? And for example, China, China is trying to redo the military balance in the far Pacific, and we're going to, in essence, cut our defense budget by holding it flat, no increase for inflation. And how does that help us vis-a-vis China? So I think his point was absolutely right. Now, look, I'm of a mixed mind about the news conference.
Yeah.
First of all, let's be honest. Our American president is not very good on his feet, and I would rather have him deliver a strong message and basically rebuke Putin without having the two of them back and forth. So it's a close call. I know we like to have the two leaders, and both of them get asked questions. Now we'll still get to see them. They'll both get asked questions. It just will be they're not on the same stage. How can we turn this into a rebuke of Putin? Say in essence we're doing this because he's not abiding by the rules that govern international conduct. He is a thug. He is a killer. He is jailing his principal political opponent and outlawing the opposition party after trying to have the guy killed by agents of their security services. So, I'm of a mixed mind about the news conferences.
Karl. I don't know. You're going all the way to Geneva. You got all this buildup. You're not going to stand on the same stage with them publicly?
Well, you don't need to stand on the same stage in order to deliver a rebuke. Pardon me?
How does that fly?
Well, it's gonna fly. If they want to make it, it's gonna fly. There's no international law saying we have to have every news conference show all of the players. And again, I'd feel better if I felt about having a joint news conference if I felt these two guys really were going to be matched on the stage. But look at the news conference yesterday. Not exactly, at the top of his game. I mean, You ran some footage not too long ago about him commenting on the Republican Party in an international news conference. The best thing for him to have done is said, I'm the leader of America. Go talk to some news commentator, talking head on cable TV about the two parties. I'm here to represent America's interests. And instead, he got himself drawn into a conversation that was about worthy of a guy giving a speech in front of the, Democratic Club of Upper, East Side New York. I mean, it just not at the top of his game, which worries me.
No. But why do it? Thank you, Karl.
Thanks,
we will
Karl.
speak mañana, okay? And
bet.
likely Thursday as well. Nice to see
Keep
you today
coming back.
from Austin.